All right, perfect. Coffee has been acquired. All right, so welcome everyone. We're going to officially get started here with Tech Toker Tuesdays. This is episode 4. We will be covering the multi-stream output in OBS Studio, as well as the service that is called Restream.io. They both go hand in hand. And then we'll be getting into OBS Virtual Mixer, as well as the Sonar SteelSeries Virtual Mixer today. So we'll do that. Hey, welcome back, Elizabeth. Welcome back. Yeah, we're back as well. We got our coffee. We're gonna get rolling here. So last week, we did cover a little bit about simulcast and what simulcast is. We introduced you guys to multi-streaming, and so again, a refresher what multi-streaming and simulcast are. They are the same thing, just different names, to be honest. You're simulating a cast, you're multi-streaming your cast, you know. It's like tomato, tomato. So not to be confused, it is very similar. The only key difference is simulcasting is a service provided here on Younow. So as a broadcaster, if you do have your accounts linked, you can sync them up to the Twitch, as well as the YouTube side. So when you start your live streams here, you can actually then go ahead and live stream, as we also showed the example. Our last Tech Toker Tuesday was actually all done on a simulcast, and it worked out really well actually. So your stream goes here on Younow, it shoots off on the Twitch, and it also shoots off on your YouTube channel, so you have all three going at the same time. We then covered Batissimo, which is a chatbot that is main purpose is for multi-streaming. It covers almost all of your major platforms and some, but the key important factor of that is it allows our on-screen chat here, to actually provide live feed chat from those other sources. So if people were talking on the Twitch side, the YouTube side, if we're streaming on Facebook Gaming, if we're on Trovo, you know, any of those sources that it connects to, then the chat will come through from their end and actually play through to you guys on the on-screen chat, and vice versa. The on-screen chat is our only way from communication from Younow to our other platforms. Sadly, it doesn't go in chat. Now Batissimo will do that for all your other platforms. So let's say you're doing all three of them at the same time. Somebody talks on Twitch side. Batissimo will push that chat to YouTube side, and vice versa from YouTube side to Twitch side. It technically pushes it to anywhere you are currently live at. So that was a big reason why we introduced Batissimo last week, to go alongside with that simulcast, because then that also is going to go inside of what we're going to cover today, and that's the multi-stream output using the services of Restream, which is the method that I use for multicasting and simulcasting every day I stream here. And I'll explain reasonings why, or how you can use a combination of both technically, and get maximum exposure that way as well too. Honestly, without spending anything, and it's still using the free service of Restream, not the paid version, you know. So so it'll be a few things. You'll have to download, technically just one thing. It's going to be the plugin, the download. Again, any of these sites and stuff we'll cover on the YouTube side. We'll have them timelined out. We'll have links in the description to the exact websites. I'll be showing them on here, and copy posting, you know, in chat as well too. So all right, so let's get started, shall we? I know, the big O Matrix. Welcome to the Matrix, everyone. All right, I need this computer here. All right, so yeah, apologies for the bright white ass screen. Holy fuck. I keep forgetting to download that damn plugin. But anyways, what we're looking for, it's called Restream.io. When you get here, it's going to take you to this page. Actually, it would be, yeah, you can see my services are running actually right now. It's kind of funny. It'll take you to the main page. I can show you what it looks like maybe. I'm already logged in, obviously. Yeah. So you're gonna look up like this. Obviously, you're gonna sign up today if you haven't. If you already have the account, you can log in. And they legit, I mean, you can see, we're gonna choose the basic service. Start with basic. And as far as account wise, they kind of connect to a lot of different accounts. We'll get into that. I don't want to jump too far ahead. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and sign up for this. Generally, you can log in. I think it's just standard email. You can use Google service, or you can use your Facebook login. All three are general means to log into Restream. I technically try to keep everything to a Google login service. Just keeps it so much easier that way. And so once you're logged in, you're going to be right here. This is a few different ways you can use Restream services. You can do it with the live studio. You can set it up for OBS, Zoom, etc. You can stream a video file, schedule a future event, or just do a strict recording only to the service and schedule it out for later postings. Your destinations and stuff we'll get into. And so for what we're going to be using this on today's purposes, let me go ahead and disable this chat. That's my Restream kicking in over here. You guys are watching the YouTube side because that's how we're using this service. So we're going to set it up for OBS, Zoom, etc. So this is what it's going to look like when you actually have a stream service going. Otherwise, this screen here would be totally blank. Over on the right is all your destinations you have access to. So what would you go ahead and do, since obviously you would be starting out, you have nothing here. As you see, I have my Twitch synced up, I have my YouTube, my Trovo, my Steam account, my Twitter, Facebook gaming page, and then a custom RTMP. Now, custom RTMP can only be used with a paid service, technically. So I think that's only the sad part on that aspect goes. But that tells you down here, get more power from Restream. It'd be down at the bottom, custom RTMP. Here's all the platforms they covered. So we covered last week, Younow does simulcast to Twitch and YouTube. So if you're looking for a maximum exposure or biggest bang for your buck, let's say we use their free service. So with the free service, you can technically only get away with 2 streaming services. And I think that's claimed on this page here when we clicked. When we came to their page, let's see if it shows us. So down here, you're going to see what the differences of the paid, what it is professional. If you did want to pay for anything, I would go standard if you did. Hold on, we're entering the matrix there. All right, and we're back. So with the basic service, you're able to do the connection to OBS. You can screen share, green screen, virtual backgrounds, which we did cover last week as well. Streaming or Restream branding in streams. That means there's going to be a watermark on your streams, but I've technically never noticed it with the means and methods that I use. And only Facebook Gaming, I think, is the one that says it. Otherwise, it pops in your YouTube description by default, which you can easily edit. So integrated chat, and then you can have 6 on-screen participants if you use their like podcast service. But so multi-stream to 2 channels. So for free, we can go to 2 channels with them. So that's where all this comes into. So let's say we have our Younow set up. We synced it up with our Twitch. We synced it up with our YouTube already. And you have some other services you're curious on possibly streaming off to. So let's say you want to also stream off over onto TikTok. You want to do it to your Twitter. If you want to stream to Kick, if you want to stream Amazon Live, Trovo, DLive, any of these services right here, these are available in the free services. Your paid ones will be down at the bottom listed in blue. So custom RTMP, that's not going to be a thing, which now that they have Kick, that eliminates my need to actually have a custom RTMP, because before they did not support Kick. So now I can actually technically swap that out and just add my Kick account. So that's pretty cool to know. Instagram, yes, you can live stream to Instagram. You can also live stream to Twitter, in case many of you did not know that. Those are things that can go down. Again, huge disclaimer, be advised. Big warning. I need to have like a disclaimer notification. I can never express it enough. Copyright music. You get away with it here on Younow, you will not get away with it on any of these other platforms. So don't be surprised if your videos get taken down, you get a DMCA hit, copyright hit, strike, whatnot. Make sure you are playing royalty-free music, copyright-free music. If it is copyright, you need to have signed documentation from the artist and owner of the rights of the song. Not just the artist, but the owner of the rights of the song. That allows you to play their music. I have to always express that disclaimer, because, you know. But anyways, so you would select your services, and they're going to pop up over here. So like me, I don't need this one anymore, this custom RTMP one, which is really awesome. I can actually get rid of that. So like when I do stream, usually when I'm streaming here on Younow, I'll start up Younow stream. I push a stream to Trovo, to Twitch, and to the custom RTMP, which was going to Kick at the time. And then I usually shut off my my Trovo side, because I don't technically stream to them no more. And the only time I kick in my YouTube side is when I'm actually getting into a game. That's usually the only time I'm doing that. Or obviously, for today's purpose, you see, we're also streaming directly on YouTube at the same time, so this video is being uploaded immediately when we are finished with our stream. And then all I have to do is timeline everything out for you guys. But there's definitely a few other means of why I like using this method of it. Because on YouTube, let me just pull up YouTube. This will be a good example of why you have a lot of flexibility. So if we're going on YouTube, so we're going to go ahead and jump in there.
Mom, get the camera.
Disclaiming, sharing others' contents without full permission is likely to bite you on the bum. Exactly, Russ, exactly. Artfully, thanks for becoming a fan. So we're going in here into YouTube. We're going to go set up a live. Many people aren't even aware of the studio here, so I have a lot of future lives already pre-set up. So for games that I generally do play and stream, so like Star Ocean, Crisis Core, Hogwarts Legacy, this also helps me keep track of games that I need to get back into, or that we may have left off on and got sidetracked on other games. It helps me out in a lot of many different ways as well too. But it helps me also pre-set up my YouTube in advance, so I'm not doing everything on the fly. I'm not doing it at the end of my stream or after I end. It's already being done technically ahead of time. So you would schedule a stream. You know, any of your past ones you can select, copy, edit from there, but it pops it in here. So then when you're actually, you have these already set up for certain dates or whatever events, whatever games you're going to play, Restream allows you on the YouTube side, you can specifically choose exactly every one of those pre-created events. You're not worrying about a title change, any of that stuff, anything like that whatsoever, because it's already done for you. You already did that in advance. You're already using your pre-set up stuff. So it takes a lot of that work out. So now that you are live streaming, your hashtags are getting pushed out, your SEO analytics is getting pushed out, or I mean your SEO analytics is getting pushed out. You know, so all that traditional standard stuff that should go with your live streams are also being there. And then while you're streaming, as we showed last week, you can use YouTube's highlight feature, which is one of my most favorite features. You can cut out 2 hours of your live stream while you're live, give it a quick title, throw a detail, a little bit of details on there, some hashtags, whatever you want, and then it's posting immediately while you're live. So you're also getting shorts, you're also getting shorter video breakdowns, specific areas to cover breakdowns. So many useful ways of doing it. Again, I can talk probably hours about specific like YouTube setups and a good means and methods behind it all. But yeah. I do enjoy the services. Restream makes it really, really easy for all those services too. So as you can see down here, I can see all of my stats of what Restream's pushing out. And all that. So then any point in time too, while I'm sitting here live, I can toggle these on and off. So let's say I'm done streaming on YouTube, or I'm done with the tech show and I didn't want to have the rest of the portion go to YouTube. I come here, I just check that little blue tab. That's going to kick off my YouTube. Any of these services that I'm live streaming, it'll kill them immediately without killing my overall stream or me having to end, change scenes, change settings. It's all controlled in one simple area. So if you're doing simulcast, if you want to combine both big bang for your buck, so let's say you stream to TikTok and Twitter, you would set up your TikTok on here, you have your Twitter going, and then you would start your stream on Younow, set up simulcast to go to Twitch and to YouTube. So now you're already on 3 platforms. You use the custom RTM output that we'll be talking about, and this lets you use Restream. Restream now lets you open up to 2 additional platforms for free, be it your TikTok, your Twitter, your Instagram, your DLive, your Trovo, your Steam. Yeah, you can live stream to Steam. Many of you guys don't know that. If it's a Steam game, you can live stream directly to Steam, and it's another means advertisement, We do every once in a while. But yeah, so this is the basic of Restream. You can check into a lot of the settings, see other stuff there is. As you see, there is a chat here. If I enabled this, I could have Restream pushing out chat timers to my other platforms. I can have them seeing all my chat here from those platforms. So this would be a way I could see the chat from Twitch, from YouTube, from Facebook Gaming, from Trovo, any of the integrated chats. You can actually see through Restream here. Again, sadly, Younow's not connected the same way to Restream as much as I wish they would be, because that would open up doors to so many other possibilities, like out of this world, to be honest. But so that is Restream.io, and I think I put it in the chat. If I did not, I apologize. We'll add it in there now. But yeah, you'll go from this service. You want to make sure it's the OBS setup. As you see, there's different things here. You can set up events, there's video storage. A lot of these are premium features. Teams, you can have a collaboration of a couple of people involved all in the service. That goes entailed too if you pay for a team service. You guys can all put in on it together, save money. And but yeah, they give you analytic breakdowns. There's a lot of cool, useful stuff in here for sure. But Restream is definitely a good means and method to either alternate simulcast or coincide with your current simulcast, however you want to look at it. Again, I like it for its full control. I ended up getting a grandfather deal plan last year, so I still use the Restream service because, yeah, mine is super dirt ass cheap. So always keep alert for their emails and their promotions. You can catch them usually around like the major holidays, Christmas time, end of the year, tax time. They usually throw out some crazy massive like grandfather deal, and it'd be like 80% off. And then yeah, or even use the service, try it out. I think it's for like you can do a trial for, I want to say it's like for 30 days. 30 days or your money back or whatever it is, and you can do that. And then when you stop the service and not use their premium no more, they'll try to send you promotion emails. Hey, come back to us. We'll give you this super discount at such a, you know what I mean? So just a little helpful tip out there. Through some patience, you can get a good ass deal on their actual premium service. But yeah, so I use multi-stream output. So on my OBS, what that is this tool down here. This is going to be actually up in your dock section when we install it. So I just wanted to give you an idea of what Restream is, because we're going to go into multi-stream output, and they both go together. And I just wanted to show you the foreground of Restream and then how I use it with this. Sorry for like the crazy like matrix view going on here. So the multiple RTMP output. This is a plugin that is provided through OBS Studio. Those not aware, you could find all OBS Studio plugins located here on obsproject.com. And I can also pop this link here in chat in case y'all want to look at it. But basically, it gives you a brief description, shows you some stuff about it. You see people's reviews and discussions about the plugins. All the plugins are set up the same way. If you're new to seeing any of this, this is where you would find it. But so from here, we would have to go to the home page. Now I will get another disclaimer on this one. The creator of this did first and foremost make it strictly for VTubers. So it was created actually in Japan or in Japanese language. So the site that this will take you to actually is in Japanese. Again, I'll find the specific link and have it posted in our description for those that don't have to worry about trying to pick and choose. I'll do the dirty work for you. But yeah, because we'll get, this is how we'll get this plugin. And it just gives you a brief service here. So this is a plugin streaming, this is a plugin to stream to multiple RTMP servers concurrently, so at the same time. It's able to share encoders with the main output of OBS to save computer power, processing power. It can also use standalone encoders with basic configuration bit rates. So technically with this, you can actually do it by itself with it, or even with OBS. That's kind of neat. Do you want those links popped in chat on the tube, or will you add them later in description? They'll get later in the description, Russ, most definitely. Yeah, on the tube side, we just generally have it going there. It's really for my own personal setup and ease of edit for future. But if we do get viewers over there, obviously that follow along or come on the YouTube side, then most definite. But yeah, thank you. yeah, fancy. I know. Yeah, they've actually stepped up on the YouTube chat and the whole YouTube streaming. It's a lot different over there now as a viewer aspect too. I've noticed, and even from a streamer side, it's been exciting to see finally all the changes. They've been really slow on a lot of it, but they're getting there. They're getting there. All right. So this kind of lets you know what it's going to look like on the setup. We'll be covering the details of this in English, not Japanese. So rest assured, don't worry. You don't have to learn Japanese today. But so basically what we're going to go ahead and do is we want to make sure we go ahead and download this plugin. It's the multiple RTMP plugin, and it's for OBS Studio. So we have that here and actually popped into our thing. So it'll restart your OBS. It's rare I use chat on the tube, but only because I tend to be using the Xbox. Yeah, and even on the Xbox side, yeah, it's stepped up quite a bit. I've noticed, like viewing from like a mobile perspective or an application perspective. We OBSception. Looks be tired. Hey, how's it going? The OBS Matrix, welcome. Oh yeah, that just made it a shit ton worse. But so yeah, it's going. We at work. Aw, dang. Hey, I hope it goes by smooth, quick, and easy for you. Sorry to hear. Hey, we're doing great. We're just getting rolling here with Tech Toker Tuesday. We're on episode 4 for our tech show, so we're covering the Multistream output plugin, the service Restream.io, which we just kind of showed a minute ago. And then we'll be hopping into OBS mixer settings, as well as a new virtual mixer that will probably replace every one of your mixers. It's a really cool ass new mixer, actually. It's a virtual one that came out by SteelSeries, and it definitely by far blows Voicemeter out of this world. And I think most physical mixers. So we'll be saving the best for last, I guess. But yeah, all good, all good. Yeah, SteelSeries like the headset. I know, mine fucked me too when I heard about it. Not even gonna lie. Not even gonna lie. Yeah. They actually have some really cool ass software. We'll glance over a couple of their other softwares when we get to that point, because it's all part of the suite. That's all together. But the Sonar, it's called Sonar. It's a program of theirs, and it's part of that suite. And it's their new virtual mixer they're releasing, and it lets you take the game side, give it its own separate equalizer. It lets you take the chat side, give it your own separate equalizer settings. Then you have both sides you combined in the middle to the stream side, and then you have literally every option to pick and choose what is going in and out of all of in between. So it takes the best of like a virtual mixer and a physical mixer and combines them, from what I've seen. SteelSeries has great stuff, so I'm a tad unsurprised. Neat that they make stuff though. Yeah. Like I said, yeah, I know, product-wise for sure, but I'd never really kind of expected them to go into the, I guess the whole software streaming realm of it. So that there definitely did surprise me. All right, so we went to multiple RTMP output. We got that bad boy downloaded. It's installed. Your OBS told you to reboot the OBS, so you rebooted it. Now you don't know where the hell it's at. No worries. You go up to Docs. It's going to be sitting right here. It's called Multiple Output. You click that. It'll add it down at the bottom here to your other docs. Yours will be blank. So we would just be setting up a new target is what we're going to do here. Again, you can set these up for any of your services specifically if you already have that information or know where you're going to stream at and don't use the Restream service. You can legit add every one of those outputs in here, as many as you want. Do keep in mind, the more outputs you add, the more strain it can and will take on your computer. So the purpose of this multi-stream output is it's so you can stream to multiple different locations using the same OBS. You've probably heard some other people that mention that they actually use 2 OBSs, which is insane, and I feel so sorry for your computer, and hope your computer lives. Thank you so much for the shiny magic balls. Aw, thank you so much. Holy crap, double shiny magic balls. I really appreciate that. Thank you. But rip to their computer indeed. Yeah, most definite. And I don't care like how strong or power. Like I have a powerhouse myself, but I would never like do that to my poor computer. I've tested it and I've heard the slight screams of agony, I was like, yep, nope, that's not the way. But for science, we must test things, so So that's where this cool ass feature though was created. And again, it's by Sora Yuki. That's the author of it. So everything again on the site wise is in Japanese, but we'll make sure it's all the English side for you guys, and we'll just have the link specifically grabbed out on the YouTube description for future reference. So what we're going to do is add our new target. So technically there's not much for you to really set up in here if you really don't need a whole lot of knowledge also. Just basic stream setup. You can name it whatever you want. So let's say you were setting this up for the Twitch. That's what I call Twitch. It's the Twitch. You would grab the RTMP server from your creator studio on Twitch. You would grab their RTMP stream key, add that in here. Usually it's never needed as a login, so those will stay blank. And then legit, you can just leave it right here, get from OBS. And what get from OBS means is legit just that. Whatever your current settings are in OBS to stream like right now here on Younow, they would match these exact settings for your output that you're actually going to push in. So you really don't got to do nothing in here, to be honest. If you have more detail or know what you're doing a little bit more, or want to test some things out, or feel you might put a little too much strain on one end. So let's say your CPU encoding right now, so you're streaming from your processor. You're using that, so more likely your setting is a X264, no HW, no NVEC, you know, it's strictly a pretty basic, straightforward, works and works, you know. But you also want to take that strain off and don't want to have this go on your CPU because you want to keep some of that for your gaming side. So then you would come here and actually choose whatever your encoder is. So if you want to switch this part to go off the hardware, so now I have a stream that's running off my processor, I have a stream service that's running off my hardware. We're taking all that strain and we're separating it, we're splitting it out. It's not all being jumped into one massive source. As you can see, my settings here, so I mean, I'm using barely 1% CPU. If I were to start a second OBS studio, I guarantee I'm probably jumping, if I remember right, we were about 7 to 10 CPU. My CPU really handles actually really well, but those are just kind of examples. It'll take all that extra strain on your computer, so now I'm way down from anything that I can use for gaming technically. So now if I were to open up, let's say Modern Warfare or Fortnite, you're probably going to experience lag, blurriness, possibly a crash, because your computer really just can't handle all of that. And encoding takes so much. People don't realize encoding takes a lot on your system resources. Even for us, you know, that have really high-end PCs, if it's not set up correctly, you can take a lot of strain out and not realize you're pulling from things that you really don't need to be technically, you know. We want to get more from less is the whole idea of this. So you would set that up, you would hit OK. It's going to be saved down here. So I use Restream for this purpose. So it allows me that, as we explained before, I can get the most exposure. So I could start Younow stream, use the simulcast that automatically goes to YouTube and to Twitch, and then Restream service, we can have that set up to 2 free services. You can have it set up to your TikTok, to your Instagram, to your Twitter, DLive, you know, wherever you else might stream at that's offered on there, you know. And it'd be right here. So I've split my settings down because it does give you a warning. It does tell you the standalone encoder will utilize more CPU or GPU resources because it's more or less acting like an OBS but inside of another OBS. So it does give you that warning as well. But I put the Restream stuff in there, the key, server. We shoot off the resolution. I have a bit rate because it's higher than what I stream here on Younow. Set up your keyframe, bit frames, you know, and then just hit OK. Now this feature down here, if you hit sync with OBS start, that will start this output the same time you hit start streaming. So your start stream would shoot off your normal stream, it would activate the multi-output and start that immediately as well. Have that on and off, that's a personal preference. If you don't want to have to worry about keep remembering to start and stop this, I would leave that on. I personally, I keep it off because I like to have that control. So at the moment when I'm ready to kick on the Restream side, I come here and I hit start and then go from there, you know. It's not always going. But you have that luxury where in simulcast, you can't start and stop or pause, you know, for that matter. With this option, you're allowed to do that. Okay, I'm done streaming to Twitch. I only wanted to do an hour there. You can shut it off. You know, I'm only wanting to pop this section for YouTube. You can shut that off. I only wanted to cover like this huge celebration sponsor area for strictly the Twitter side. You can, you know, you can shut that off. It gives you a lot more control. You have all your control back for that, for the most part. And so yeah, and then it tells you, you know, it lets you know how many frames it's running at, if it's activated, and how it's going. So once you have that going, I come here, start my stream, boom, hit start stream, and then when I'm ready, I just hit start on this this multi-output here. And that's the same that goes for every day. I don't have to change any additional settings. It's all set up for me. Everything I need to touch and change comes from the Restream side because I have all of my accounts right over here. Again, I have more accounts because I do have a premium version of Restream, where you would only have 2 of these here. So you can have many set up, but you can only have 2 active at the same time for free accounts. Just keep that in mind also. But you would have your Twitter, Instagram, any of the services that are offered right here, you know. If they are a paid service, they would have any of them listed down here in the blue section. Your Steam, you know, some of these I've never even heard of. So, but yeah, all of them. Like I said, Kick was the newest they just added. So I have to personally change that myself. I was using the custom RTMP, and we no longer need to now, so that's kind of cool. That was quick as hell too for them to update that actually. So again, once you have your multi-output, you can use this Restream service that we went over to give you even further access, further opportunity, and a bigger way to maximize your exposure. I will always express it more and more time and time again to always put your options out there, whether it be little videos, shorts, any of that sort, just to other social medias, other platforms, as different ways just to market yourself, throw yourself out there, advertise where your home platform is, you know. That's what I personally do. I tell them everywhere where home is, and you know, Younow is home, so people come up on the other platforms, I communicate and talk with them, and I try to up talk, you know, Younow, and hey, come on over to our family here, and you know, get involved with the chat and all that, you know. So it's just a way of a means of doing it. So again, we'll cover both of those. We'll have the links and everything in the description for those. Whoa, sorry for the blinding on the YouTube video. But boom, that kind of covers those. Like I said, I knew it wasn't going to be a super intensive discussion because there's not really much to explain to that. Beyond that, it's really just you linking your accounts. And then once you have the output set in, legit, most people are going to just have it set to get from OBS, so it'll match what their OBS setting is. Those that want to test with different settings can do so, that have the knowledge, but for your basic user, you're just going to let it just kind of be all default, and you put in your logins or whatever you're using, you know, whether it be Restream or whether it be setting up every single one of those individually in that multi-output, because you can do it that way. Just always keep in mind it will pull a lot more resources for every additional output that you add in there. Not drastic, but it will have some more wear and tear. So again, those are just, you know, some key helpful ways, and you don't need the premium service of Restream to do that. That's again all using free services. That's what all these tech shows are on for. So, you know, we try to show you all these ways to do all this exquisite premium stuff, and how it's all done technically without costing a dime. I'm so baked. Hey, what's up, Clipson? How you doing? How's the day? But yeah, so that's the way I use it though. Anytime I'm streaming to Younow, I'm using that multi-output plugin because I always have access then to the Restream and any of the other sites. If you don't even want to touch that, just using the simulcast, because all you do is stream to, you know, Twitch or YouTube. The simulcast method works just as great, you know. Use the Battissimo to make it a little bit better for you so you keep track of all your chats, not worrying about 3 different screens, 3 different chats. And, you know, you'll be golden too, even that way. There's many means of doing it, so, and it's, you know, we discussed it last weekend's tech show. We covered and threw out that myth. It's, you know, it's a big myth on Younow. They're not, you know, the myth is that Younow doesn't want you to talk about or stream on other sites. Well, that's a big ass lie. And the reason is because if they didn't want you to, why do they offer a service to allow you to? You know what I mean? Just kind of saying. What they don't want, and we'll express it again, you know, they don't want you bashing the channel. They don't want you bashing the platform. That goes with anywhere. You know, just like if you're at work somewhere, they don't want you at McDonald's talking shit about McDonald's, you know, right there at work, like in front of customers. You know, it's the same concept. You know, you don't dish on who's paying your bills, more or less, while you're on the job type deal. Whatever you say behind the scenes, all that shit, that's on you. That's your personal stuff. But, you know, that's just what they don't want, you know, so they don't want you saying, no, don't spend money here, go spend it here, like, you know, shit like that. And it's pretty common, you know. Every platform has the same clause. They all follow the same rules for the most part, so. But yeah, so simulcast, awesome. Best combination tool to go with both of them, Battissimo. And again, those were all covered last week, so they can all be found on last week's channel, and or last week's episode 3. And if you guys did miss those and are not subbed, don't worry, you don't have to worry about the replays. We actually made a specific podcast on our YouTube strictly for Tech Tokers, and you can catch up all those videos as well too. Any point in time, when you have time, at your convenience. I'm trying to make all this widely available any point in time and not paywall limit anyone to this knowledge. That should technically be all well known, and most people should know on here, but that's why we're doing it, so we can legit show people how to do all this. So if they want to, you know, they can use these means, they can use this knowledge to improve their streams, you know, improve their content, take with it whatever they want, you know, to be honest. We're just trying to make it as easy as possible for people that want to do all that to be able to do that, and show you the easiest way of doing all that, you know. That's the whole idea behind our whole Tech Tokers, so. But yeah, so hopefully, and then hopefully some future, we might actually have some merch branding going for Tech Tokers. We have been hard working on a logo, as Russ knows. Kind of hidden here. This is tentatively probably a good like 90% sure the final result will be that logo there. Pretty sure. We'll see though, we'll see. It's changed a few times over the course of like 15 hours. Yeah, it's been a fun journey creating that, let's just say. Or finalizing the creation of that. And I think it's final. I think we're going to stick with that one, Russ. I'm pretty sure. I'm really digging it. One, it stands behind, like, you know, what I believe in, what my channel is all about at the same sense, and as well as I think it entails Tech Tokers too, so. Because some fancy graphics went into creating that bitch, so we use some technology. Final, Beta-ish. Yeah. Yeah. So that was our topic, our starting topics though on that, for Tech Tokers today. So we did cover our multi-stream I/O, which also goes together with that multi-stream output. You use those side by side to get your maximum exposure, your biggest bang for your buck, more or less. And then our biggest topics are going to be on the mixers today. Primarily it's going to be virtual mixers, so we'll be going back into OBS world matrix, and we'll be going over the actual OBS mixer, as well as SteelSeries, their Sonar mixer, which is badass. It's actually a really cool ass program. Relatively new, just came out of beta not too long ago. It's still beta-ish actually, but definitely looks really neat, really cool. And we have it on our laptop here, so we'll hook our capture card up and we'll flip it, so that way we'll just be showing everything from the laptop, because that's where I installed Sonar, was on this one. Obviously I don't have mic or cam or anything set up, but we'll go through the basic settings, the general rundown, you know what I mean. The how-to as far as separations and things like that, we'll be able to cover all that. So, and I think that's the same time we'll possibly get JC possibly on stream, and I think he's currently using it right now. I think he's been testing it the last few streams. I could be wrong, but I think last I talked with him, he was actually going to test it out with his streams and see if it was something that would replace a physical mixer. Because by the sounds of it, I honestly think it will replace a physical mixer. Just the capabilities that it has. It's kind of definitely mind-fucking. Definitely. And those that have no idea what the double equalizer benefit is, pretty much it lets you set all your sound settings for chat. Here, side, what you hear in your headphones, it lets you set all the sound settings, that's bass, treble, all that input, for your game side in your ear and stream. And it's thrown it all in stream, and then letting you do what a mixer or the other virtual mixers does, and pick and choose what's actually coming and going. Only what you're hearing, what chat's hearing, what stream's hearing. Only what your chat people are hearing. You have all that full circle control that technically you would need an actual mixer for, or you can use voice meter banana, shit of that nature. I know a lot of people don't like voice meter. Some people have used it and tend to veer back away from it. There's mixed reviews on it. Some people why they use it, but technically even OBS mixer can replace voice meter. The OBS 29 mixer was created technically to replace voice meter, and it's not really advertised, and people don't know technically how to use it, but we'll be covering that today. So if you want to use a pretty basic replacement for voice meter, go with OBS mixer. If you want to get a little bit more advanced, again, gain back all your control, because I love having control of everything stream related outside of any of these entities or where I'm streaming from. I like to have all of that individual control, so that way I can critique, fine tune anything, pick out anything if I need to. I have those options. It's not like, oh well, that's just the way it's set up, I don't know what to tell you, because actually you have all that control. So we just want to show you how to get all that and keep it. Highly likely it could. I have seen some damn good software solutions for guitar music setups. Now, going on that aspect, so yes, now I guess I should rephrase it. So from a non-musician's aspect, mixer-wise, that's a different entity. That's a whole different entity. We're just talking like streaming mixers, Because yeah, when it comes to musicians and like their mixers and software, that's going in a whole bigger shebang, you know what I mean? Yeah, don't get me wrong. If you got the money and like the toys, oh yeah, yeah, for sure. And that's the thing. Yeah, it definitely does not come cheap. Getting a lot of that advanced software or those mixers per se. Either of those are generally never cheap. You know, it blew my mind seeing the cost of some of that when I used to manage the pawn store. I was like, holy shit, man. Really crazy. All right, what are we at? Hour 20 right now. I think we're gonna do a quick little BRB. My roommate's ain't back yet, so I am gonna actually take my puppy out, grab us some fresh coffee. Just because I know I've kind of heard him up there whining a little bit. He's been pretty good, but I know he's gonna have to probably go out here. So we're gonna flip through a little bit of a BRB. Give you guys a moment. If you guys are messing with the Restream or the multi-output, tinker with that. Have some questions to come up with.
Mom, get the camera.
You know, and that's the thing too. It's a pure open Q&A here too. So even if it's not on these topics, if you guys have tech questions in general, that's what these days are for. I'm hoping to try to answer any of your tech stuff, you know, within my knowledge base or within some of our resources knowledge base. You know, if I don't know immediately. So, yo, Kemte, thanks so much for becoming a fan. Hey, welcome in. I really appreciate that. Welcome to our Playhouse family. But yeah, we're gonna flip to a quick BRB, and I'm gonna go take this puppy tinkle time and get us some fresh coffee, stretch a little bit. We're just a little over an hour in right now, and when we come back, we'll start getting into the mixer side. So that will be the OBS mixer settings, and then we will get in finally to the Steel series, which is the Sonar mixer settings. Both are really, really neat, useful products. And the one particularly OBS mixer, people just, I'm sure, really have no idea that it's even there, because that really wasn't a super advertised feature. Just like multi-output isn't a super advertised feature, you know? Yes, hot Java break.
boogeyman? Do you believe in the boogeyman?
Thank you.
Alright, welcome back, Russ. Yo, thank you for the red crown gift. Holy shit. Whoop whoop, welcome Raiders. Oh, we get raided? JC is raided. JC, thank you for the raid. Let's go. Welcome, welcome. Hey, hope you had a good night and a great stream. Way to go and let the puppy potty. Get us some coffee. Damn, dog just wanted to play out there. He's like, oh, it's nice and cool out here now. Compared to earlier. Yeah, it definitely has cooled down. I mean, not much. It's like, damn, it's still 80. 80 degrees out there at 10 o'clock at night. God damn. Woo. But yeah, we're gonna get into the mixer side of things, I think, here soon. So it'll be OBS mixer, and that one's a pretty straightforward too. It's all gonna be based on people's setups, how they want to use it or utilize it. But again, it's just giving them a lot more fuller access or control of their mixer settings in a way or form, you know. All right. Back to the world of Matrix, you know. Yeah. So to actually access these mixer settings, it's actually part of your browser source or sources in general on your OBS side. So you would hit the little plus symbol. Let me go big mode. Hit your plus symbol. It's going to be at the top here. It is called the application audio capture. Obviously it is, you know, put in as a beta because it is still something relatively newer. It was actually only introduced to OBS 29. So again, if you have any OBS besides, you know, OBS 29, this actually won't be a feature. You have to download it separately as a plugin. So 28 on down. But for any of the OBS 29s, this is already pre-installed. So, and you go ahead and click that. You would give your application audio a name. Make that source visible, of course. Hit OK. And then it's literally now going to let you start searching for whatever sources. So let's say I want to control the audio for, excuse me, for Spotify. Since Spotify is currently streaming, it gives me that control here. I want to control it for Chrome. That's where my Younow is coming from. So if I want to control and cut the audio off of there, that's going to give you that access. Yes, if yo, thank you for the love. Hey, I really appreciate that. Thank you for the heart hands. And then, so pretty much anything you have currently playing wise that is a Windows source gives you that control from within here is how you can really set this audio capture up. But that just gives you a little bit more means of control. So like my edge is where my bot plays on, so how that notifications are coming through. Technically I can put it here. Let's see. Where did it throw it? So it's called application audio, so it'd be right on top. So the alerts should have then come through there, but yeah, we missed it. Thank you for inviting your family. Hey, I really appreciate that. But then you also, now it gives you the actual audio source control to, you know, pick and choose of it. So that's what a pretty neat little feature of that is. Like I said, just a little hidden feature. And you can do it for any of your sources. So like Spotify, if I want to have my individual control of Spotify, you know, we switch as you see. It got really fucking loud. It's probably doubled. But now I would have a mixer version control of Spotify, all right here in OBS, you know. If I wanted to mute it, it'd be muted. Obviously, I have mine going through a mixer source, so it's not going to mute for you guys, but technically you would then do it right there, you know. It gives you just a little bit extra of that bit more control. Let me delete that because I don't need it. But yeah, that's right up in here. It's going to be your application audio capture, and that's what that's all entailed from. And then same with, like, you know, audio capture, output captures, input captures. You know, you have your other ones here. So like input capture, that's going to be like your mic. Output captures, as you see, we'll add one here. This gives me control of like any of my other outputs. So if I already had a virtual mixer set up, I can also get additional control here by selecting any one of these also outputs. So my music one, again, how my physical mixer links it through the music channel. That's loud as fuck. It gives me that individualized control just from within inside of OBS. So I'm not worried about like voice meter or any of the other settings, you know, things of that nature. So those are just two really neat features, the audio output and that audio application output feature. These are ways to give you more mixer control inside of your OBS. It's to expand off of your settings or to make it easier for you to find out where those are without going into like your sound mixer settings again, and or your actual virtual mixer software. You can control all of it then afterwards here on the OBS side. So again, it's just giving you more of that control, that overall control of your audio and your stream is the general purpose behind all of it. So we'll delete that out. We'll come back to reality here for a moment. But yeah, so that's just a little hidden feature inside of OBS. It's the OBS's mixer settings. It's two of the kind of setting ways, you know, it gives you a little bit more fuller control of your audio inside of OBS. So instead of just like your speaker, your mic, just those basic, you know, sources, and then beyond there you have to go to like a virtual mixer side. Well, here with that application beta, I can choose my music service. So if I'm playing Spotify or, you know, whatever music service, you know, Slipstream, Last.fm, any of those, it allows you to capture that, your source pulling it into OBS, and then you're able to control it that way, you know. So you're not worried about audio all coming from one side, or if you mute the desktop or mute this, you know, you mute everything. Like, it gives you all that individualized control. It's a pretty basic, like I said, pretty basic, straightforward. Many people's setups will differ what they're using or doing it for. As you've seen on the one audio output, which is audio speaker, it also shows you how you can choose all individual settings. So if you had voice meter set in there or another virtual mixer, you can see all of those settings in there. Hey, what's up, JC? Thank you for the raid. Hope you had a good stream. How's your day? How long did you stream today? I think he was on for a while. Oh, that's fucking great. Let's go. He said 12 hours? Okay. Oh, I fucking love it. I love it. That's awesome. He said I wasn't playing. Right, right. I don't blame you. We were born out of 12 hours and plus. And some. Shit. Yeah, we covered a lot of our stuff. We did the multi-output, we did the Restream. I just got into the OBS. Like I said, the OBS mixer side wasn't much in it. It's just more or less a show of a hidden feature that, again, it's not advertised. So yeah, definitely wanted to kind of like show that people can get a lot more control of their sound stuff, you know, just even with the OBS side. But then the great Sonar. I don't know. I haven't honestly done a test stream with Sonar, but looks overall, messing around with the program and seeing how it all rolls, seems pretty nice. Sonar is great. Lol. Yeah, it's actually a pretty cool little program. Pretty neat. Now, have you been testing and using it with your streams? And is it coinciding with your physical mixer pretty well? Yeah, you used it today? Oh, okay. The beta version with the mix in and mix out. Ah, gotcha. That one gives you extra outputs? Okay, gotcha. Let me open my shit up. You got into the beta streamer version, right? Yeah, I believe so. I think that's what they said it was. Yo, thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a good day and a good stream. Let me see. I mean, it would say beta on it, right? Well, I have where I can activate streamer mode. That's probably not the same then, is it?
I gotta follow. Mom, get the camera.
Yo, Mac, thanks for becoming a fan. Welcome to Play as Family. Yeah, that's it. Streamer mode is the beta. That one is great. That's the new features. Okay. Yeah, I saw it. Dedicated space for streamers. Set up and manage audio channels for you and your audience. Prepare. Please wait. Set Sonar devices. Deliver the finest audio to your audience. I should probably wait to be doing these things. Clicking these things. I'm like, wait a minute. I know this shit, but yeah, we should probably have this stuff being displayed. Click. Fuck it. The way to default everything I just said. Do it on the fly? Well, hot damn, that's some mighty fine audio you have. What? Did I delete something? Is something coming through? Oh. God damn it. God damn it. You know. Yeah, can I default those settings? Just delete what I just did? Probably not. It's fine. I didn't go through the streamer mode one, so we'll save that one. No. Just there, blurb about fine audio. Ah, gotcha, gotcha. I think so. I don't know. We'll find out. Oh, I have to connect the capture card to this. Oh, shit might be all weird. Oh, we'll be fine. Ah, perfect. There's our laptop. Oh, I better mute my my stream then. So we're not getting like audio coming through double. Mute site. That's already muted. That's already muted. Okay, cool. Perfect. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and hop on over to this. Matrix. All right. You guys can see that fine, right? It worked out okay, I think. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, wrong computer. Okay, so we're on this computer now. Fucking shit. Alright, so this is SteelSeries Sonar. So what we're gonna have to go ahead and do is go to their website. I think I have it.
I gotta follow, I gotta follow, I gotta follow. Mom, get the camera!
Should have had this one up. Is that not their site? Is that like a porn site? We gotta be careful. Okay. Yo, Ronald, thanks for coming a fan. Welcome in. It's still serious. Okay. Here we go. Official site for Glory. Alright, so you're gonna go ahead and go to steelseries.com. the program we're using is SteelSeries GG, but the more specific program that's entailed to that is going to be the Sonar edition, is what we're going to be actually grabbing. So you can go ahead and hit the free download here for I do believe it's only Windows. I don't think there's Mac support. I could be wrong. I think it might only be Windows at the moment. Yeah. So sorry, Mac users. You're SOL at the moment. But yeah. So anyways, what we're going to go ahead and do and hit the free download. And that's going to go ahead and download this program here. It is called SteelSeries GG. If you already have a SteelSeries account, go ahead and sign into it. If not, proceed through setting up your account, signing up, come back here to the program. Will be access to the SteelSeries GG program. Here you'll find many of the features that are offered through SteelSeries. So you have like the Moments feature, the 3D aim trainer, their actual engine, any of their giveaways and stuff, you know, etc. Actual app settings, you know, from there as well, feedback. This is all their promo stuff, which is letting you know, get early access streamers. This is for you. Get early access to Sonar's streamer mode. So actually when you have this up, you can go ahead and hit that join beta right there. And boom, that's going to give you that that exclusive streamer mode access. What Sonar is, many of you are probably familiar with Virtual Mixer, and what Virtual Mixer is, what a Virtual Mixer is something like Voicemeeter Banana, or probably your most dominant, like common ones. I think many people have been using. I think over here on Younow, I don't think I've heard really anyone else on a standard level using anything beyond like Voicemeeter. So I had to make sure to say on a standard level. Because beyond a standard level, well, there's mixers and shit that cost more than like my PC combined, you know. So shit. So, but what we're going to be focusing today, like I said, you can mess with all these settings in here. Moments is a good way to capture like gameplay, short clips, things of that nature. Aim trainer is exactly what it is. It's like TrainBot, you know, or aimbot, and you know, etc. But Sonar is specifically what we're talking about. So the first time you clicked here, Sonar would have quickly did a little pop-up, and it would have asked for your basic input and output settings. So it would have asked for your input, which is generally your mic setting. You would have confirmed that. It would have asked for your output, which is your speaker setting. You would have confirmed that. And then it would have asked you for your game output. So more or less where you want like your voice chats to go, the gameplay audio to go. You get to choose both of those options. Then it leads you right here. So you technically have all those in your mixer setting here. Looks a little similar if you've played with like Voicemeeter. Oh wow. Yeah. You know. Yeah, the studio mixers, shit. Them advanced like musician stuff. But so it's, you know, my great liking about this compared to like Voicemeeter, this is like nowhere near as scary looking. It's very basic, very simple looking layout compared to like, you know, using like Voicemeeter Banana or something. And so you have your basic control settings here. Obviously your master audio, you can control everything, mute it all, what you want. You have your game side here, you have your chat side, your media, your aux, and then your mic. So this would be game side here, so you know you can have your individual control of like where the game audio is coming through. Your chat, this is going to be like your voice comms. So Generally, if you want them at a lower level, you know, you could pop them down here. Any general media, this would be like desktop audio. This would be your overall desktop control that you would have access to. Yay, what's up, baby blue jay? Crisp and clean looking? Yeah. Yeah, dude, this Sonar virtual mixer is way easier on the eyes. This is Sonar by SteelSeries. It's part of their GG suite. So yeah, it's their newest virtual mixer. And then as we've shown on the homepage for any streamers / broadcasters, go ahead and click the join their beta. So when you're in here, you can actually activate streamer mode, and that's going to give you a lot more options. As JC was saying, a lot more output options for those that want or need to have obviously some more outputs. So master controls, you have a game, which is the game audio, sound from the game or program you're playing. Chat, this is voice comms. Media, this is general desktop audio. Your aux, this would be for like your headset. And then your mic, of course, is mic. Use? Oh, okay, correct. Yeah. Yeah, bet look in it. Yeah, Sonar. Yeah, it's pretty neat actually. Can definitely easily, I would say by far at least replace Voicemeeter. Hands down. I think that's for definite. But so then you have your audio settings here all set in. So if you want to control all the master output coming from this virtual mixer, you can do so here. As you see, they're all adjusting according to what levels. So each of them will match, even though you have them set as a base already. If you even wanted to gain that further control, you can move them all down in increments accordingly. So that's a nice little touch too. This down here, this is gonna be if you want to have that different sound audio coming through. Obviously I don't have voice comms going right now, but if we did, this would be available. So if I wanted the game in my headset to come through more, I would move this to the left. If I want my voice comms to come over the game sound more, I would move this to the right. So you get that finer tune setting as well for those headset settings too. Yeah, I'll deal with it once I get the new PC. Yeah. Well, I mean, once you have it all set up in advance, I mean, you're literally just cloud setting your settings over and transferring your hard drive contents to the new PC, and it's a boom, boom, boom system, you know? No extra setup required, already done. Just plugging in the rest of your little input and outputs, that'll be the only major difference, changing these. Hey, if you have Voicemeeter, you have the space, because this replaces that. But just saying. So anyways, so on the settings here, you have all your individual control. So once these would be set up, so I can actually open up OBS here, and we can kind of do a mock-up since I'm not streaming from this PC. Oh, I don't even think I've updated fucking OBS over here. We have not. We'll skip that version. We haven't updated this bitch. That's alright. That's alright. Voice mod? Yeah, voice mod. Alright, so we're in here. Go ahead and do in audio. These are where your controls are going to be. Obviously the input capture, this is where we would already go ahead and set up for our mic. So keep that in mind when doing it. You don't want to have duplicate mic audio coming through. So as you see, the mic aux is already set up because it was a original in our settings. I have it as default, but that's because we would generally have this set up for a mixer in this route. We're going to be setting everything to a virtual mixer from here. Yeah, I like using it for inputting music at the moment, or the voice changer. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, you just gotta make sure to mess with their noise gate, because they have a super extreme sensitive noise gate. Always cuts out voices and stuff. Alright, so what we would do is the audio input capture. Input is going to be audio coming in to the device, so generally it's going to be like our mic, so we want to have that control here. So as you see, it's going to be labeled as Steel Series, so it's already going to have it set up for us. Obviously, if you had voice mod set up as, you know, Jay was talking about here, you could set that too, but there's actually a way you would set the voice mod, connect it into the Sonar, and then the Sonar would then run from you. You're just setting that virtual mixer up, that's all it is. Really, as far as extended resources or memory usage, it's minimal to none. No more than you downloading a small video, or probably not even that, a couple of PNGs. And so anyways, we'll select our Steel Series Sonar. That's going to be your microphone audio here. Go ahead and hit OK. That's now your audio input. I'm going to come right on over here, your audio input capture. Again, if you had your mic setting here, since we're going to virtual mixer, I would probably go ahead and just actually shut that off from the mic side, disable it, so you don't have that extra audio coming through, or even that worry. Because we're controlling that mic all from this source now. So being in OBS here, it already gives us a form of an audio control if we needed it with our mic. But going here, we have a little bit more finer tune of the audio that's actually going into that too. So you could technically leave this source to its max, control it here on the mixer side according to what levels you want it to. Or vice versa, you know, to make your sound a little bit more cantique, especially if you have a real loud environment or whatnot. Softer voice, need to amp up everything. This could all be done for you, you know. And so that's basically like the mic side of things, you know. Yeah, especially used with animes, it's dope. Yeah. Yeah, that's what all that those programs are created for, though, you know, is to create all that, like that mixing together and stuff. All right, so this here, we're going to go ahead and actually I think we can name it, right? Let's name it so I don't get confused. We'll get this set up here for you. So Sonar, we'll name it according to the sources, so you guys can stay along with it too. Disregard my other ones. These are NDI source, which is another tool that we can get into one day. Whole nother shebang of stuff with that bad boy. So again, everything's within your sources. Once they have it, you know, kind of set here for the basic setup, I'm going to jump on the streamer mode, how it's a little bit more critique. But from there, we're gonna go from just the basics of virtual mixer changeovers. So we're gonna do the same thing now. We're gonna go to audio output capture, and these are gonna be any of our outputs that we want to have control to. Anything that we set on that series Sonar. So if you're familiar with voice meter, it would be all listed here. If you have the separate mixer settings, you know, of any kind of virtual mixer, they're going to be listed as such, very similar. So might be pretty familiar with a lot of that. And so here, this is pretty much now our full blown control, where we're not necessarily requiring, once your basic sound settings are set up in here on Sonar, you can control it all on OBS side afterwards with these settings. So you're not really necessarily having to use back and forth both, you know, both series of it. So that's just obviously to give you more of that finer tuning and stuff settings of it. Other than that, it could just stay in the background. I think even closed down minimum, it'll run down in your corner as a task and you'll be all right with it. So for our gaming side, we want to have the control of the gaming. Oops. I should pre-label these. So Sonar game. So then again, it's going to be listed right over here. So your settings are going to be, your sound controls of these if we have a game actually playing. Any game source, any program source will be technically considered as game. Again, setting up those settings, those would go into your virtual mixer setting. Then you open up your volume mixer. These are where you can critique and set those at. So if I wanted, see how it's doing a headset, that's still series where it's linking to. System sounds, that's desktop. Those would be your default ones. Those would come through here as well. But Google Chrome, I think this is the right area. This is 10 version, isn't it? Windows 10 is backwards. Hold up. Let's get to the bigger settings here. Let's get to the bigger settings here. So yeah, our output here. So these would be where your settings are going to also come from. So you would have these set in. So like media, this is where I would generally have like desktop. Media is going to be overall audio, come from there. Input obviously is going to be your microphone. So microphone would come from that side there. Any further, you would come down over here, and that's the app volume device preference. You set these again beyond the general input outputs. So Google Chrome, this is going to be particularly for like us. Let's say Google Chrome is where I'm streaming from Younow right now. I would go ahead and have your, and it's telling you here, your output, input. So your output is where speakers, speaker where the sound's coming to. So you want it to come to your speaker side. So that's going to be chat. This is where you would have control. In here, you can still hear, you're cutting it out, the double echo, etc. You want to have a input for that too, preset up. You can set your microphone here. So you're already presetting a lot of these. Your OBS one, leave those as defaults because you're controlling those on OBS. Still the series GG as well, we're going to leave these as defaults because we're controlling those from inside the programs. But these would give you access. So if I had Spotify playing here, I do the same thing with Spotify. I would switch that to my my media channel. That's going to be general like audio music control. I would gain access to, if I have them for my alerts again can come through your media channel. 700 megabytes. I have 500 left. Oh dang. Okay. Hey, what's up, Caesar? How you doing? Sounds like you need to delete some stuff. But yep, so that'd be the game one. Again, we would follow suit with every one of those. So we're gonna go to the output. So let's say we wanted the media. Sonar media, which is like speakers. Then we go ahead and activate that. And again, this is giving us all individual control. And you see everyone that we've labeled, they're going to be over here for your actual convenience. So when you have these sounds playing through here, you can control how it's going to actually sound then. So if you notice it's going into the red, lower this bar down. You control the audio now. Everything's being done right here in OBS, all easily at your fingertips, instead of like jumping around checking everything, beyond your initial setup of things. For finer tuning, critiquing, that's where you would come back onto here. You're gonna lower them down, move them up, adjust them, things of that nature. Especially if you had it like max on OBS and you notice, hey, it's not coming through still, or it still sounds too low. You might have these up or down, up too high, up too low, based on what results are coming forward. And so that's just the mixer side of it. But you pretty much would follow suit with whatever, whatever other ones you have. So if you're using the chat one, this gives you a control of audio for any voice comms coming inside of your headset. You would set that one. Aux device as well too. That's going to allow you control settings for that. You would set that for the overall volume of your headset. So generally, like the game stuff would come through there. And then each of these all have their individual one too. So then we come into like game, you come into your chat, your media, your aux. It has some custom presets you can mess with. If you want deep bass, clear vocals, punchy, dialogue, these are already pre-done ones, podcast. Otherwise by default, you come in here and you critique your default, whatever you want them to sound as. It could be set up as high as a 10-point system. Is that right, JC? A 10-point equalizer, I think. 8-point equalizer. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10-point equalizer. Yes, okay. Yeah. Hey, how you doing, Caesar? If games could go to external, it would be so bad. It wouldn't be so bad, but for some reason my USB external hard drive won't take games. Yeah, that's really strange. Correct, and each equalizer can be set in streamer mode. Streamers and audience can have more bass. Correct, yes, exactly. So these are going to be setting up the general settings for each of these. So again, you have equalizer control of every one of those channels you set up. So you want to have, better sound for your game, control it finer tune, based on the games you're playing, you control all that here. You want to control how it's coming through. And nice thing about this is, so with this feature, the chat feature and equalizer control here, for the people that have crappy mics or just sound really crappy in voice comms, you can actually make them sound better for you through this, which is pretty fucking dope. Yeah, speed minimum is 8,000 RPM for games to run on external. Oh, on the external ones? Oh, so it might be an outdated external USB. That could be. Or strictly like just the storage, RAID storage. So you get a lot more finer tune. And again, they have some, pre-set up stuff. So if you wanted to set up for balanced, it'll pre-adjust it. For a broadcast, you kind of test and mess with some of these features. Some of the defaults might work out and sound really great for whatever your environment, what your settings, what you're looking for. And you really won't have to do much besides, if you have the need, you can come and finer tune a little bit more from whatever their actual suggested settings are. Again, the program does a lot of the work for you. It takes a lot of the guesswork out, and it's telling you, what you need to do, adjust each band to hear more or less of the sound from individual frequencies. A lot of these are going to be more for people that have a little bit more knowledge in the audio side of things, but that's where like your default configurations are kind of pre-set up for you. So you can see how it comes across. Walkie-talkie. That's awesome. So the same thing for like your media, it's going to tell you. So like what media would be, it's going to be generally like your music, things you have playing, videos, things besides like your gameplay is really what like your media is going to be. And there's presettings here for clearer vocals, deep bass, clear dialogues, immersion, again, podcast setups. For your aux settings here, we have pre-setups as well. Aux can also be different alternative audio settings. Generally, aux is going to be like for the headset, and that's where what you're going to be hearing. So you can, different ones for music. If you're doing videos, it has a couple different ones for video side, again, general overall podcast. That's, for both ends. And then your mic side, These are just asking if you want to preset them up already. I always suggest going to default, because then you get this full menu, and then you can move and adjust according to like what you want. So like if you're real nasally, you know, right there, less nasal, and it lets you do a mic test, playback, you know, a little recording, so everything could be done right here inside of the program as well. Now once you kind of have those set up, if you want a little bit more advanced side of it, if you signed up for that streamer mode access, that's what JC was referring to. You go ahead and click the streamer mode here under the mixer side. And so what this is now opening you up to, it's a little bit more of an advanced feature. Advanced as far as you're gaining both controls now. You're getting an extra set of presets. He said, yep, yeah. So again, it is early access. So on that home page, you would click the join, signed up for the beta, did the stuff, you know, signed up for it, got access, and you would just activate it by hitting the streamer mode here. So you notice it's a little bit different setup compared to the standard mixer side. We now have these sides here. So this is where that comes in. He says, yep, and virtual outputs. Oh, nice. So we have our personal mix, our streamer mix, and our mic input. Obviously, I don't have a mic hooked up over here, so we'll just fake one and use the virtual mic from voice mod, just to get the settings in there. Personal mix, where would we set that? We'll just go speakers, and streamer mix, we'll go to speakers. So personal mix I would generally put to like a headset device. So we'll set it to something different. Let's say that's my headset. Streamer mix, stream mix, that's obviously coming to you guys. That's what audio, you know, what we want the control in there. So again, now you see here we have now, instead of the other one, I'm going to show you the difference. You only have one bar. You have one overall control of game, voice, media, aux, mic. When we come to streamer mode, we get dual control. And by dual control, we have personal mix, we have streamer mix. That is correct, right, JC? Headphone is personal, mic would be broadcast, or this symbol is broadcast. Yep, okay. So now this is where you get that finer tuning. So let's say obviously you have everything coming through headsets, you know, all your stuff synced to coming through the headset. So now you get overall and not just master control of everything for the headset side, but now you have individual fine tuning control of that. So we wanted the game audio to be a little bit lower. We wanted voice comms to be even lower. You know, the music was, you know, we just wanted it barely playing in the background. You know, things of that sort. You would have all these finer tune settings. This also helps that you can play copyright music in your ears. Exactly. Good point. Yes. Yeah, and other music in the streamer's ear or nothing. Exactly. Yes. So if, yeah, you are listening to like a different music than what, so like how you guys are listening to stream beats right now, I would have that coming through on my my media side here. And then for the personal side, I would have like my Spotify playlist going on the aux side. And then obviously I would not have you guys listening, so I would just mute that and you wouldn't be able to hear it. I would hear it. Or if guests are too low or loud, you can adjust it here too. Yes. So that's actually where the chat side would come into. This equalizer setting would help out with that, JC. So you can actually add a Clearcast AI noise cancellation on people that's in your voice comms. This adds and filters their noises out, which is pretty dope. That's a universal setting. If you know your audio a little bit more, you can fine tune into the noise reduction, the noise gate side, compressor side, set those all according to your own liking. Otherwise, the overall one seems to be a pretty decent, good working one for being early access. And then you can control the minimum and maximum strength of it right here too, of how effective it's kicking in. And but you can lower them down if people have real high pitchy sounds, you know. That's going to be your highs. But I think even it tells you where it's at. Let me see. I know I saw it. Nope, that's deactivating it. Okay. But yeah, so the streamer mode, again, I would recommend for us broadcasting. This is going to give you that much fuller control. You're getting both access controls more or less at this point. So, you know, you're controlling what's coming into your ear. You're just controlling what's going into the stream's ears. And then you're choosing what to actually pick and choose for both sides, you know. So if you, like we said, you want non-copyright music coming through headset side, we would mute it for stream. It's only going to be in my headset, you know. The music here I have playing for stream side, obviously I would mute it here so I'm not listening to it. But I would actually not mute that because I would probably be listening to something else. Other sounds or anything, you know, could be set that way. But anyways, you would control the stream audio side right here. So you guys would hear like my stream beats that's playing right now. Whereas over here, I'm jamming out listening to, you know, my Spotify playlist. So that's pretty cool, you know, access and stuff. And obviously your mic controls are right here. So you have your volume adjustments as well. The mic that's coming to the stream. And then, now is this mic, this is the strength of your mic then, right? So this is your input volume sound. Yeah, that's what this would be. So this would be how strong your mic sound is. Okay, just want to make sure, because I was like, wait, you don't want to hear yourself. I mean, I guess some people like to hear themselves, but I personally, I can't stand hearing my own voice play back through. It sounds like an echo, you know what I mean? It throws me off personally. But then again, I don't do singing, you know, or anything of that nature. That's where that's all going to come into. Yeah, and Younow would also have to assign sounds to the headset and stream mix too. Oh, and you would also have to assign sounds to the headset and stream mix too. Example, music will have to be assigned in the audience cogwheel. The auxiliary cogwheel? I was like, wait, audience. So once you're in here, and so that's correct. Oh, yeah. So you're assigning it in here. See, it says send to streamer mix or send to personal mix. Gotcha. Yep. So we'll actually get into that section here. So everything by default goes to personal mix in any of these cogwheels. Obviously master, you don't have a cogwheel because you're controlling them all from here. Except for mic, which is as it should be, because you don't want to hear yourself. But you obviously wanted to go into the stream, you know. So we'll use mic for example. So it's going to go to stream mix here by default. So they've nicely kind of done a lot of the guesswork out for you. And this is where you would, you know, you would set it. So if you did end up wanting to hear, so let's say you are singing, obviously, or for some reason you want to hear the playback of your mic, you would activate that, you know, as personal mix as well too. Let's say you're trying to fix audio on the fly or something. And then app to device routing. This is actually going to open up your routing here. So if you need to figure out where like your routes and stuff are going, that's what these are. These are going to be shortcuts. Assign your shortcuts. Please enter a valid escape. We can also even set up shortcuts to your personal streamer mix too. But we're going to just do like basic setup here. Let me close that down. So for like JC was saying, for the music, so music by default is coming only to us here on the personal side. We would want it obviously coming to you guys as well. So we would play it that way. But I think that's where the key difference would come in though, if we're going to be doing the separate audios, JC. Correct me if I am wrong. So if I like playing stream beats for you guys, okay. But okay, that's where we would do the differences. Gotcha. That's where you wouldn't control that. Yeah, music from Spotify to music tab. Yep. To the media tab, exactly. And then NCS YouTube to aux. Gotcha. Yes. Just wanted to make sure from what we was explaining earlier. But I mean, that's pretty much, you know, basically about, you know, kind of that. You have your equalizer for every one of these settings. It gives you all this additional, you know, control, this additional access. We're going in here, and again, you know, for your game side, again, this is game sound coming through. This is personal mix you wanted to come up through to the stream. So you're hearing both sides of it. It's going to be here. Your fine tuning comes here. You don't want it to be as loud for you, or you want it to be lower for the stream. You know, you adjust your sounds accordingly in these. And that goes for every one of these. You know, chat, this is where, like, if we're streaming on Younow, we would have it, you know, ported in coming through the chat here. And then the only difference is we would cut it out from stream mix. So it's not being double duplicated. This is how you're going around, not doing the virtual cable, where you also go around losing that echo when you guest. A virtual mixer or a physical mixer is stopping that, it's preventing that. So that would be something along this lines. Now obviously be careful of those settings. Let me kind of reiterate on that, because if you're using chat a lot of times people are going to be using for their voice comms on games as well. So do keep in mind, if you're not having it come through your stream mix here, voice comm chat is not coming in here. So I still personally recommend doing the virtual cable method with Younow, just to nix it in the butt at the source and never have to worry about it again. So no matter what your settings are, you have the easiest way of doing things, you know. But I just did want to clarify that as we were discussing it. So if you're not having voice comms come through, it's because of this setting in chat from there. But if you're guesting, this is beneficial because you're eliminating that echo. Only you're hearing them. Obviously, people on Younow always hear the guest, you know, regardless of that. So, unless their stuff's not hooked up. Their mic's muted or something. But yeah, I think these guys are coming a long way with this. You know, SteelSeries, you know, their Sonar program. When JC talked about it, you know, I didn't look at it too much, but then I started checking it out and looked a lot more into it, and I was like, whoa, this is a very advanced virtual mixer, and it's not as scary looking. It's a very basic, like all this is very basic. But it's basic in a good way as far as explanation or looks wise, and preventing that that intimidation factor. Because I mean, I ain't gonna lie, when I first opened up Voice Meter or Voice Meter Banana, I'm like, what the hell is this chemistry? I'm already afraid of audio in general, you know. So when you look at a program like that, you're like, fuck all this, man. I mean, it's good, you know, it does what it needs to do, you know, it has its uses. But yeah. Hey, what's up, babe? But yeah, this is a way less intimidating virtual mixer for you, you know. Hey, we're doing pretty well, pretty well. We're just covering the ending portion of our Tech Tokers here, which is the Sonar virtual mixer that we're kind of hyping up throughout the week. So yeah, we're just kind of doing a rundown of basic setups of this for people to get them in. And again, people, it's all test, trial, and error. And I won't try to tell you that any one of these settings is the right way. Generally, however your setups are is what you would do it for, you know. As far as any of these mixer input output settings go, whatever's going to be according to your setups, your speakers, your headsets, you know, you set those. Where you have your sounds coming through, whether it be on your desktop or in your headset, you set those. Each setup is a little different. We're just showing you the initial setup process and things to keep in mind and look for when you're doing it. And it even tells you, like the little icon here, set it up, you know. Blast your apps in the media and aux channel while playing and chatting. How do you set it up? You go to the settings panel, select your playback device with the cogwheel. Make sure that the app or browser you want to link is open and playing. Click on that app or button, router, select the app device. So it's literally showing you, you know, it gives you a little bit of more, you got it. If you need to step by step further, they have a learn more section. And this should take you to their site that has all their support Q&As. And they'll actually give you a little bit further here too. They'll run you down with actual pictures for those that need further detail between Windows 10, between Windows 11. It's a very easy setup they did. I like the whole process in general, how they had it going, you know. I think they did a good job with this. A very good job. Hey, how's it going, Ricky? Just got 2 fair play of the games in a row? Oh, that's freaking awesome, babe. Howdy, sorry I'm late. I will catch up on the YouTube. Oh, no worries at all, Gore, no worries. Hey, howdy. Yeah, it was, I mean, overall it was, you know, I thought when planning this out, it would have been a little bit more of a longer, but I guess looking at it as we explained, detail-wise, there's really not a lot. It's really just a lot of basics, you know, kind of going into a lot of these. We're just trying to get people set up with this, you know, if they wanted to choose this method or test into these methods. But yeah. Hope you're doing well, Gord. Yes, of course. It'll be all on the YouTube. You got it. But yeah, other than that, any of your finer settings, I would come in and mess with any of these and just kind of play around with them. See what sounds, you know, better, you know, for your music and stuff. Again, you know, for the deeper basses, you know, if you want clearer vocals, you know, a lot of the defaults are already set in. It's like even the podcast one has a kind of, you know, general setup going for you. And from there, you can just kind of fine tune, you know, any of them. If there's ones that you set up yourself, go ahead and name it whatever. You set up all your individual, and it's your own specific category you choose in here, you know. So again, that's a little bit more if you know what you're looking for, what audio stuff to kind of fine tune in. You have that, you know. It's nice because generally, even like a standard streamer mixer, we have an equalizer per se, but it's overall. We don't have it for either or, you know what I mean? For the stream side and the game side and the chat side, we're here. You actually do. You got a damn equalizer for legit every one of your settings built into the mixer itself, you know, which is really neat. It's really neat. And then you have that full-blown dual control, you know, from each side. What's ever going to the stream side, it will all be like the broadcast symbol. Whatever's coming into your headset, again, that's all the headset, you know. Headset, your speaker, whatever you're playing back your audio through, you know. So like me, I use a little USB speaker, and that would be like my output setting, you know. I don't usually use headsets. for my audio source anyways, unless I'm guesting. Or I'm playing games where I couldn't figure out the freaking audio porting and it only comes through the headset, and yeah, you know. I would expect those places to be closed now. What's that, Diane Porter? As a person using an old laptop, is this going to add much to my CPU usage? This should not add anything really to your CPU usage. Let's see. Where is it at? I just saw it. So I mean, this is what's getting used by it. We're looking like bare minimals, you know what I mean? So yeah, I don't think it's gonna add anything to your CPU usage or your resource takeout. I just want to show you that I wasn't really using anything. But yeah, that kind of covers the Sonar. I don't think I really missed too much on this. I think we kind of narrowed it down and nailed the actual setup. Most of it was discussed in the initial section. Going to the streamer mode just shows you how you have that advanced control. Yep, okay, cool. And again, if you're trying to get something more over the other, down here's another fine tune for your game side. So more game in the headset, slide it to the left. More chat in the headset, slide it to the right. You know, you have an extra finer tune there. Similar to kind of like how Discord works. And yeah, if you close this, it actually stays running down here. Still Series GG. So it's not necessary. Once it's already set up, you are getting all those settings into your OBS side. So we're fine tuning and setting it. So we're using the OBS mixer. As you see, Sonar Media, which is speakers, you know, Sonar Game, Sonar Mic. We had all the individual controls coming in right here. Oops. I'll set that one up as that. So Sonar Chat, you know, so now I'm having all audio control inside OBS. So from what I set up over on that side, according to my levels, you know, things like that, we have a look, the overall control, what's said and done right here, you know, final control. And this would then be all stream side that you're controlling at this point, you know. So let's say you wanted to mute in general, you have those settings in general set up, and at a certain point in time you wanted to mute the voice comm. OBS, you can just do that in here, you know what I mean? You can do it that way and knock it out. But yeah, that's Sonar SteelSeries GG. Pretty dope ass program, pretty dope. I definitely recommend it. It does combine the use of being able to use that OBS mixer that we discussed, those mixer settings, as well as the virtual mixer. So they go hand in hand, but it shows how that can be used. And even if you're not using Sonar, use that for your other virtual mixers or whatever programs you're using. It's just giving you that extra fine tune on the OBS side, or that more control. Again, it's all about being able to control every little teeny aspect of your stream. to be able to optimize the best performance, you know, to your fan base, or to whatever content you're creating for that matter, you know. Yeah, even add that extra bass to your speakers and headphones. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, it can, I say it's only worth a try for people to, you know, test out and mess with. I think it's really nice, cool feature. Thank you so much, Bubbly. Thank you for inviting your family. I think it's a really cool ass feature. And yeah, they work with any headset. They also, you know, any of your headsets that are Bluetooth, USB, analog, 2.4 wireless, the Sonar will operate with, you know, so as long as it's supported in your PC, it can be supported and pulled through on the Sonar side. But definitely pretty neat. And they have tons of more in-depth tutorials, you know, on their page. They have all how-tos. Everything's picture-based, you know, too. So they could explain it, you know, in certain areas if you want, you know, further explanations, or if there's like a certain setup. Obviously, that's what that Q&A kind of side was nicely set up for. But yeah, I hope you're doing well, Bubbly. All right. So that covers all those. I will end the YouTube side. Boom.